Which Jim Carrey movie is the best? That is what we're going to be taking a look at today, folks, as we did a poll over a month ago of which Jim Carrey movie is the best, and we now have the results. But before we get onto those results, do us a massive favour, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, that would be much appreciated. So on to the results then. I think it was clear to see that Ace Ventura won, not by much, but it was clear to see that they came out on top in this poll. But why did people go with Ace Ventura and even The Mask to some extent? Because The Mask was 2% behind Ace Ventura, in which works out to really one person. And to me, why did people pick that? Well, simple reason being the fact that childhood nostalgia plays a massive part in selection.
Alrighty then.
And a lot of people that grow up with Jim Carrey, whether you were somebody born in the thousands and then you got shown a Jim Carrey movie, you probably fell in love with the character like I did in that particular film, or you might have fallen in love with Jim Carrey at the time growing up, seeing him progress and becoming successful to becoming a household name by the thousands of comedy movies. But for me, I think it was one of those, nostalgia plays a massive part in your selection, because The Mask or Ace Ventura might have been the first Jim Carrey movie you ever saw, and that's the reason you levitated towards one of those picks. The reason why I also think that people obviously picked those two Jim Carrey movies is because Jim Carrey is known for his comedy.
Do not go in there. Woo!
People aren't going to watch Number 23 as your first ever Jim Carrey film. You're not going to watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas as your first ever Jim Carrey movie. You might have, but it's not very often. You're probably going to get introduced to Jim Carrey through your gateway of something like a Dumb and Dumber, a Liar Liar, Ace Ventura, or The Mask. Let's be honest, I think those four in particular are your gateway into Jim Carrey's filmography and movies, because he's absolutely phenomenal in those films. And that's where he got his big break, through the comedy. And I think that's where people respect him a lot, because of the over-animation airy comedy that he brings to his roles. The over-emphasis on stuff. I think those are where we grew to love Jim Carrey. And I think that's why, out of options with comedy in, I think you go straight into those, rather than something like A Tale of Sunshine and the Spotless Mind, where there's a bit more seriousness to it, because that's not what Jim Carrey is known for, in my opinion. He's known for the comedy. Or could it be the mystery side of stuff that Ace Ventura brings that a lot of people levitate towards?
He found Captain Winky!
Because that in itself is something quite unique, having a pet detective, sort of a pet going missing, and linking it to a football team with the championship ring and all that sort of stuff. That mystery sort of stuff was funny, was great. Following Jim Carrey on that adventure, plus also having the mystery side in what is the mask as well. What is the mask? Where did it come from? And having all these things. I think people levitate towards mystery quite a lot as well. That could also be an actual reason why people levitate towards those two Jim Carrey choices. Let us know which Jim Carrey movies are your favourites, and let us know why they are your favourites. Is it nostalgia? Is it because the mystery sides of stuff? Is it because they're different from the other kind of Jim Carrey movies that you've seen? Let us know all that jazz down those comments down below. And if you haven't seen our Ace Ventura Pet Detective movie review, check that out right now.